Hello people, here's the Banshee with Pro Circuit Pipes. This is going to be the last startup of the Banshee. I'm not selling it. I'm actually ripping it back apart. Reason being, I should have made a video, but my hands were full of antifreeze. My other Banshee, the 04/89, now it's an 89, had a cool head. So I figured I'll put my stock head on that one, since my stock head was in good shape when I took it apart the first time, and I'll put the cool head on mine, get a little more boost out of it. I was so happy to do it. So I pulled off my gas tank, pulled off my plastics. My gas tank's still not bolted down. I didn't pull off the carbs or the pipes. I just pulled off the boost bottle, pulled off both radiator lines. One that goes from cylinder to bottom end, and one that goes from top of the radiator to there, and then the one right at the top of the head. So I took off the 10 bolts for the head, and I'm a little pissed off about what I found. I found a whole bunch of pits in the head and in my new piston. The new piston that I put in there. A whole bunch. I don't know if a wrist pin bearing exploded or I sucked something up from carburation. All I know is that my left cylinder is pretty much... My left cylinder looks still good. It's the piston that looks shot. And my base gasket's been leaking for a little while, even though I retorqued it. So I figured one more time, tear the whole thing apart and just do it right again. I did it right the first time. I don't know what could have happened. So this time it's going to get new piston rings again. New wrist pin bearings, rebuild the carburetors, maybe a hot rods crank if this crank is shot, and I pretty much just got to make sure everything's good because I don't want this thing blowing up or anything. The compression has always been the same since I first built it. It should be in neutral. I'll fire it up. Polished up my Pro Circuit pipes. It came out really good, and I was so happy to go riding, but I mean I could still go riding with it the way it is, but now I got a leaky head gasket. I couldn't torque one of my head studs. One of them looks like it's stripped out. I was riding it today, and antifreeze started blowing out of the overflow. So, I actually got some in my eye, but I washed it right out so I wouldn't go blind. Base gasket's been leaking. It's been leaking a lot all over my frame. I was going to tear it down and paint it next time I took the motor out, but I think I'm just going to clean up the frame. I'm not really in the mood to tear this thing back apart all the way. Plus, it looks pretty good when it's together, so I'm not even going to bother. That's just some polish from the other stuff. But yeah, last startup, I guess. Might as well start it up for a last startup video. Cylinders are smoking a little bit more. Of course, right after I put my Pro Circuits on it, I had to go. I had to realize the problem, even though I love these Pro Circuits so much. But, you gotta retorque down the upper pipe. But I guess now the thing is, I gotta pull off the chain, pipes, airbox, carbs, drain the fluids while it's still in the bike. I'm not happy. Not happy at all, because I really do not want to tear this thing back apart. I can ride it till it blows up, but then when it blows up, it could do damage to my cylinder. And it's already 40 over. I don't want to bore it anymore unless I got to. And maybe I'll just hone it. And by the time I'm done with the honing, it'll probably be 60 or 50 over. So I'll probably just get next size up piston. But if the bore still looks good, maybe I'll just get one new piston as long as my right piston, there was no carbon on it at all. So it still looked pretty good. So I'll probably go for my last ride after I eat some dinner. And then I'm going to come back here, clean up my garage, and probably tear it apart tonight. Talk to you guys later.